Hello everyone, I'm Neha Sharma, Assistant Professor, Institute of Information Technology and Management. So today I'm again back with another topic from human resource management, that is recruitment. So let's study today what is recruitment. Recruitment is basically a process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating and encouraging them to apply for jobs in an organization. It is basically concerned with, I would say, attracting the candidates for consideration of selection to various jobs in the organization. It enables the management to select suitable employees for different job vacancies in the organization. It is done before selection and employment of employees. So recruitment is basically a positive process. It is attracting and searching for more and more prospective employees for the vacancies in the organization. So this is recruitment, and we can say it is, as I've already said, it is the identification of the process of identification of different sources from where we can find out the people that can join our organization. That's why it is called as a positive process, as it attracts more and more candidates to apply for the vacancy in the organization. Now let's study what the process of recruitment is all about. The first step in the process of recruitment is receiving the requisitions from various departments in the organization. In recruitment, what happens? The HR manager gives the requisition form to all the departmental managers, and all the departmental managers are supposed to fill up that requisition form based on what is there any vacancy in their department, what kind of person do they require, how many people do they require, and at what time and what position in the organization. So that is just a basic format of requisition form which every departmental manager fills up and gives to the HR manager for recruitment and selection. Second important point is, second step in the process of recruitment is locating and developing the sources of recruitment. Now what happen in recruitment is basically we need to identify and develop what, from where are we going to get the supply of people to fill up the vacancies in the organization. So in the further presentation we'll also come to know that there are two major sources of recruitment. One is internal source of recruitment and the other is external, so that we'll study. So second step was to locate and find out which source of recruitment to be used to fill up the vacancies in the organization. Third step in the process of recruitment is identifying the prospective sources with the required characteristics. Now, in this step, we are going to identify each and every source of recruitment and write down the pros and cons and what is the best possible source that we can go ahead for recruitment. We can list down the characteristics of each and every step, each and every source of recruitment, whether internal or external. Next, fourth step is communicating this information about the job, that yes, there is a vacancy within the organization to the existing employees on their portal, and maybe to outside also. And then encouraging the identified candidates to apply for the vacancy in the organization, and finally evaluating the process effectiveness of the process of recruitment. Whatever source you have chosen for recruitment, was it effective at the end of the day? Have you received applications, desired applications from the candidates from the market for the vacancy which is there in the organization? If yes, then the recruitment was, the source was apt and effective. If no, you have not received the desired applications, resumes of the candidates as per the job vacancy, then you might have chosen the wrong source of recruitment, so that is not effectiveness. Okay, now let's proceed with the sources of recruitment. One is the internal source of recruitment. The second is the external source of recruitment, as I said. Now, internal source of recruitment, it is basically within the organization with the existing employees, and there are two important methods or sources of internal sources. One is transfer, and the other is promotion. External sources means recruitment from outside the organization, from the market, and there are various forms of external sources. Can be advertisement, can be recruitment at factory gate, employment agencies, educational institutions, or we can call it as campus placement. Excuse me. Casual callers, labor contractors, similar organizations in the form of poaching and employee referrals. So let's study first of all internal sources of recruitment. Now, transfer and promotion, as we discussed, are some one of the internal sources of recruitment. The transfer is basically shifting of an employee from one job to another, from one department to another, or from one shift to another within the same organization without any drastic change in pay, responsibilities, and status of an employee. So transfer means basically shifting of employees from one job to another, from one unit to another, one shift to another within the same organization. Okay. And say, for example, I would say a bank employee may be transferred from one post to another, or even from one branch to another. So that can be one of the example of transfer. Promotion is shifting of an employee to a higher position in the organization, carrying higher responsibilities, higher facilities, pay, and status. So that is again a promotion that we call. And promotion, it basically involves a reassignment of an employee to a position having increased responsibilities, higher privileges, increased benefits, and greater potential. For example, I would say a vacant post of general manager of a company may be filled up by promoting the deputy general manager of the organization. So that is one of the vertical shifting of an employee within the organization, and it can be called as a promotion. And the purpose of promotion is to shift to a job which is worth more to the organization than the incumbent's present position. So that is basically a promotion. Now, these are some of the merits of internal sources of recruitment. So the first is the internal employees are motivated to improve their performance. Definitely, yes, the performance of the employee will improve because they are motivated to perform better and better, because they know that if they'll perform well within the organization, they'll very well get promoted. Second important thing is industrial peace prevails in the enterprise because of promotional avenues. Yes, very true. Industrial peace is related to the harmonious relationship between employee and employer in the organization. So that will prevail if there are promotional avenues and growth avenues for the employees, existing employees of the organization. Internal sources are quite cheaper as compared to getting candidates from external sources, because internal source recruitment and transfer, it will not cost much to the company. Next is, it is a tool of training for employees for higher positions in the organization, and the employees can be trained within the organization to occupy better and higher positions in the organization through with the help of this internal sources if you are going through. And the last is benefit is of shifting the workforce from the surplus department to those where there is a shortage of staff. So that balance can also be achieved when we go with the internal sources of recruitment, as and when the vacancy arises in the organization. Now, there are some of the demerits of internal sources of recruitment. The scope for fresh talent is reduced. I would say basically the better qualified outsiders may not be able to reach to our organization. We'll not be having new ideas, creative ideas, because there are the existing people working for so long within the organization. So same ideas will prevail in the future also when we go with the internal sources of recruitment for promotion and transfer. We are not hiring anybody from outside. So there would be definitely a scope for fresh talent which gets reduced. Next is, employees may become lethargic over a period of time if they are sure that there is a time bound promotion. This generally happens in the government organizations where there is a time bound promotions. Everyone is sure that after 2 years or maybe after 4 years, I'll be getting promotion. So they become lethargic. They are least bothered about their performance on the job. because the promotions are time bound. I'm a junior to the organization, I'll not perform so well because I know that I'll get promotion only after 4 years. So why to put up so much efforts today itself? Because my seniors are going to get promotion first and then I'll be getting. So that attitude may get developed among the employees. Spirit of competition among the employees may be hampered. Again, I would say this is because you are sure about the time bound promotion. This is again about that only, that your competition, there would not be much healthy competition within the organization. In seniority based promotion, really capable employees may be left out. Seniority based promotion means based on the tenure of work, based on the experience you have within the organization. If you are senior in the organization, then definitely you will be promoted first and the juniors will be promoted later on, irrespective of how much good performers they are. So due to this also, the real capable employees, those who are at lower positions and not getting promotions only because the organization is following the seniority based promotion policy, so the organization may lose such capable employees. Next is the choice of selection is restricted. Once a man joins an organization, he'll stick to that organization. So it is basically the choice is very much less, because within the organization we have very few people who deserve this promotion and who deserves to be at higher position in the organization. With 1 or 2% we need to select among 2 3 people we need to select, might be one person who can occupy this position. But if we have gone for the external source of recruitment, might be advertisement or consultancy, we might have a wider choice of selection, because we will be having a lot many candidates, desirable candidates, those who are applying for the position, and we have the a wider choice to select among them. So that is also one of the demerits of internal source of recruitment, that the choice is quite restricted. And the last is chances of favoritism are higher and the growth of business is restricted by limited talents of insiders. Yes, the human bias is always there. Chances of favoritism will be there when you go with the internal promotions in the organization. And also the business growth might get restricted because the scope of fresh talent is reduced and we have very less new and creative ideas. So these are some of the demerits of internal sources of recruitment. Now let's come to the external sources of recruitment, that is recruitment from outside the organization. So the first important external source of recruitment and the very common is media advertisement. Now job advertisement it is very popular practice with the large companies, particularly where the vacancy is for a higher post or when there are large number of vacancies. Now this helps in approaching the candidates spread over different parts of the country. Information about the job descriptions and job specifications can be given in the advertisement so that only the candidates who think themselves to be suitable may apply for the job. Now, this method also increases the choice of the management, as we discussed earlier. Next is recruitment at factory gate. Now, this is a direct recruitment. Many unskilled people often contact the employment section, and many firms they follow the practice of recruitment at factory gate to fill casual vacancies. And such workers are known as badly workers. Here, recruitment remuneration is being paid on a daily basis. This method is very cheap in terms of recruitment and selection, and whenever the regular workers get absent themselves in a large number, or whenever there is a rush of work, this source of recruitment is basically used. Next is employment agencies. Now there is a network of employment exchanges in the country which is run by the government, which has also made it compulsory for the employers to fill some of the vacancies through employment exchanges. Now, thus, this employment exchanges plays a very important role in recruitment. It is basically run by the government. We also have placement agencies which are run by the professional private bodies, and these agencies, they specialize in the supply of particular categories of employees, such as trained computer professionals, or maybe finance professionals, or marketing professionals. So these are some of the employment agencies run by the government, and placement consultancy firms which are run by the private professionals. Next is educational and training institutions, or you can call it as campus placement. Now, colleges and institutes of management and technology have become very popular source of recruitment for technical, professional, and managerial jobs. Many big organizations maintain a close relationship with the universities, vocational, and management institutes to recruit qualified personnel for various jobs. So, recruitment from educational institutions is a well established practice of business and other organizations. This is referred to as campus recruitment, as I said. Next is casual callers or unsolicited applicants. Now, in case of reputed organization, many qualified people apply for employment on their own initiative. Such people are known as unsolicited applicants or casual callers. They serve as a good source of manpower to the good reputed organizations. A proper file may be kept on such applications, and the candidate may be called whenever the need arises. So this is also one of the source. Next is labor contractors. Now, labor contractors are important source of recruitment in some of the industries in India. Now, workers are recruited through labor contractors who are themselves the employee of that organization. But the disadvantage of this system is that if the contractor leaves the organization, all the workers employed through him will also leave. Now, that is why this source of labor is not preferred by many business organizations in India. Recruitment through labor contractors have been banned for the public sector units in India, and however, this practice is still common in case of construction industry in the private sector. So this is about labor contractors. Next is similar organizations, or we also call it as poaching. You must have heard the word poaching. It is basically experienced employees can be recruited by offering better benefits to people working in similar organization. We also call it as hunting of people from the competitors firm, or we can call it as a more professional word that is used as poaching. Next is employee referrals. Now, this is again one of the common source of recruitment. Applicants introduced by friends and relatives may prove to be a good source of recruitment. In fact, many employers, they prefer to take such people because something about their background is known, and when a present employee or a business friend recommends someone for the job, the person is placed on the job after a brief screening. So some organizations have agreements with the trade union to give preference to blood relations of existing or retired employees if their qualifications and experience are suited to the vacant positions in the organization. So this is again one of the important source of recruitment. Now let's discuss some of the merits of external sources of recruitment. The first is qualified personnel. So by using external source of recruitment, the management can make qualified, untrained people apply for vacant job in the organization. Next is wider choice. When vacancies are advertised widely, a large number of applicants from outside the organization, from the market, apply for that vacancy. So due to this, we have the management have the wider choice while selecting the people for employment. Next is fresh talent. The insiders may have limited talent, limited creativity, and limited ideas. But when we go with the external source, it facilitates infusion of fresh blood with new ideas in the enterprise. This will improve the overall working of the enterprise. Also, we discussed poaching as one of the important source of recruitment. So the benefit of poaching is expertise and experience from other organizations can be hired and can be utilized in the present organization. The last is competitive spirit. If a company can tap external sources, the existing staff will have to compete with the outsiders. They will work harder to show better performance to the outsiders. So, a sort of good, healthy competitive spirit will be there in the organization when we go with the external sources of recruitment. Now, let's discuss some of the demerits of external sources of recruitment. It is quite expensive and time consuming. Yes, it is very costly to recruit people from external sources. A lot of money has to be spent on advertisement, and the process is so long, so it is very time consuming. Another important disadvantage is disadvantage among existing staff. Now, external recruitment may lead to dissatisfaction and frustration among the existing employees. They may feel that their chances of promotions are now reduced because the company is going with the external source of recruitment and selection. Employees being unfamiliar, orientation and training is necessary. When you recruit somebody from outside, definitely the person is unfamiliar to the existing environment, to the job. So a brief orientation and training is required. So this also add on cost to the external sources of recruitment. Uncertain responses. The candidates, when joined from outside, may not be suitable for the enterprise. There is no guarantee that the enterprise will be able to attract right kinds of people from the external sources. And the candidate also might leave the organization maybe after 6 months or few months. So there would also be a big loss to the company which goes with the external sources of recruitment, and if the right placement is not being done, because it is not always guaranteed that you will get the right person for the right job. And the last point is motivation and loyalty of the existing staff gets affected, because you might feel that I'm working in the organization for so long, I wanted the transfer at this post, or maybe I wanted promotion at this post, and I was actually looking for this post since a year, and now your company has recruited somebody from outside. So your loyalty, your motivation may get affected negatively. So these are some of the demerits of external sources of recruitment. So we have studied recruitment as one of the crucial important topic of human resource management. And very soon I'll be coming out with more such topics from human resource management. Thank you so much.